So you're considering moving to Denver, but I wanted to take a quick second to teach you and tell you all the things you need to know about budgeting on your move to Denver. And even though you might be sold on coming to our great state, has anybody really even taken the time to break down the total cost of moving? Well, you're in luck, because in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. All the costs associated with moving to Denver and things that you need to budget for your bottom line. I do mortgages, so I help people grow their personal and financial net worth to help meet your financial goals. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so you're notified every single time we upload a new video. So as mentioned, I'm gonna walk you through all the basic cost of living here in Denver, Colorado. So first off, what we're gonna talk about is housing. Housing is one of the largest expenses that everybody has on a month-over-month basis. So what I have here is Tony Amran. He is a local realtor. So he can help us kind of walk through some of the basics of the housing market as well as the rental market, so that as you decide to come here, you know whether you're gonna rent or buy.
Thank you so much for having me. Let's go ahead and jump right into this topic. Two options. First, if you're looking to buy, you can expect 3-bed, 2-bathroom house, about 2,000 square feet, to run about $465,000 on average.
And of course, since I do mortgages, usually what we kind of recommend is putting at least 5% down and earmarking 1 to 1.5% for closing costs in order to do that. So if you take that percentage of 465, you can probably get all in with your first house, with your closing costs for 30 grand or less.
So typically, you're gonna be looking at about 3 to 4 weeks from the time you identify a house to closing. If you're working with Bobby, which I do quite frequently, he's gonna get you closed in less than 30 days. But please understand, it's a very competitive market, so you might have to have multiple offers before you can find your place. So you're best if you prepare yourself well in advance.
In addition to that, so let's say you do find a house, a really good idea would be to have some temporary housing. If your employer supplies that, that's obviously hugely beneficial. And if they don't, a really good thing to do is look into maybe like a long-term Airbnb that somebody would be willing to do a short-term rental for maybe 1 to 3 months.
But if you are looking to rent maybe month to month or even a long-term 6-month to 12-month rental, do understand it's a popular place to move, so it's a little bit more pricey here. On average, you're probably going to be paying around $2,000 a month. If you're living downtown, it's probably a little bit more. Out in the burbs is a little bit less. So there are those options which come with a first month and a security deposit, so probably an additional $4,000 or so there as well.
So one of the best practices that we see for our clients that are coming across state lines to relocate and move here is you really want to start to figure out what you might want to do like about 6 months in advance. You know, the more prepared you are in this move, the easier it's going to be on you just from a stress level perspective. Because I moved here from Chicago, Tony moved here from Jacksonville, Florida, and you know we didn't just pick up and move one day.
When I first moved here, we actually lived downtown. Denver does a great job with their public transportation, both to the burbs and downtown. So if you live downtown, you're going to have a lot of free transportation, buses that take you around the city, as well as the train that stops at 5 different locations between downtown and the city. For at most $10, $11 a day, you can get anywhere you want when you're downtown or into downtown.
If you're kind of a road warrior or you're commuting back and forth, most people I would say commute anywhere from between 20 and about 40 miles a day. So the cost of gas, it's actually a little bit lower than the national average. Currently, it's about $2.75 a gallon. Now, keep in mind, depending on where you're moving from, when you get here, because of the weather and because of the outdoor activity, you might end up getting an SUV or a larger vehicle that has 4-wheel drive. You are going to be at the pump quite a bit, most likely if you're moving here for some of the outdoor activity that Colorado does have for our residents. Okay, so I help people buy houses and I look at people's budgets all the time. So now we're going to transition into utilities, and we're going to put up on the screen here some of the basic utilities that people have expenses on a month-over-month basis.
So as we mentioned, Denver housing expenses are higher than the national average, can be a little intimidating, but in turn, the national average of utility prices are actually 6% lower. Cost of living day to day, you're actually going to save some money with your utilities. You're also going to save some money food and grocery. They're about 2% lower than the national average. Healthcare is a little bit higher, about 5% higher than the national average, but you tend to make up for that in income. Since 2006, Colorado's income has increased 18.6%, which is about 2.5% higher than the national average.
The reason people are moving here is because there's job opportunities, bottom line. Yes, you're going to spend a little bit more in housing and you're going to have a little bit less expenses in general. But I do have to tell you, the reason I moved here is just straight up quality of life. We hope this video was informative. Do us a favor, hit that like button, leave a comment below. If you have questions about all things mortgages or getting set up with home searches, email me, give me a call. We're here for you as you make your decision to move across state lines here to beautiful Denver, Colorado. Oh, that's right. And don't forget to subscribe above and check out all of our other videos about moving to Denver, budgeting for mortgages, how to qualify for mortgages. Till next time, thanks again. Stay sweet.